Okay, introducing next on my show, I'm joined by a musician, singer, Niall McNamee. Welcome to my show. Looking forward to interviewing you today. How's life treating you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Where are you situated in the world right now?
I'm in Dublin at the moment for the next few days, but I live in London. Yeah, in Toots.
Great.
Yeah,
And I just wanted to get you on my show just to talk about like your new single and an upcoming tour. But can you just tell me and my listeners, like in brief, how you got into music, the arts, your background, and how it began
yeah,
for you?
yeah. So I got into music. I always sang, and at a young age, I kind of, well, I say young, I was about 15. I started like picking up instruments. I never really had lessons or anything. Um, I just wanted to write songs. That's what I really wanted to do. And as soon as I could, I started. Um, I also was really interested in being an actor, and so when I when I decided to leave home, I moved to London to go to drama school with the idea that I'll do both, but I need to kind of start with acting because you can kind of my thinking was you can do music from a garage or you can just start with a load of mates where you can't just start acting with a load of mates and hope it takes off. So yeah, I kind of left drama school early and luckily got a part in a play. And once acting kind of started taking off, I I used all my spare time, starting to make music. Um, I was on building sites for a while, and then it was suggested to me that in the meantime, when acting was quiet, you're better off playing music, in pubs or whatever for a bit. So yeah, I kind of did that, and I kind of built up a bit of strength with singing and playing guitar by just playing to a load of people that weren't really listening, on rubbish speakers and whatever. Um, but yeah, and then lockdown kind of came, and it was time to release, and everything's kind of come since.
Lovely, Tia. That's your successful. One of the reasons I brought you on my show was to talk about your latest single. It's called Another Life.
Yeah, yeah,
How's
yeah.
that going? Like, with the feedback from radio play and everything.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been the best one so far, I think. Another Life. I'm so delighted with it. I love it. Which you can't always say about songs you really like. I believe that Another Life I'll like for forever. It was written and recorded in about 3 hours. Like from the moment it was like born as a song to being kind of nearly finished was about 3 hours because it just happened really quickly and it just became a favorite straight away. You can kind of tell sometimes because obviously you play them at gigs before they're released, and sometimes a song doesn't hit when it's new, no matter how much you like it, and you have to wait till it's released and then maybe people like it. But Another Life was something people really seem to connect with. So yeah, I'm delighted with it.
And how do you find the songwriting process? Where you get your inspiration from? Does it come naturally to you?
I think in a sense it does, but the problem with songwriting is like I don't know if other songwriters be the same, but I don't really like know if I have a process. I'm helping someone. I'm working on a musical at the moment, like a play, and my friend wrote it, Dougie McMeekin, and he wanted me to write the songs for it, and I'd never sat down in a room and gone right now let's write some songs. It always just kind of came out of the blue. I'd be messing around with the piano or the guitar, and a tune would come in, and then whatever's going on in your life, then you kind of write about. But to sit down and do it, I had to really think about how that came. And it's scary is the thing, because the problem with writing a song is if you write it and it's bad, then that's humiliating. There's nothing I get the ick more of than when I hear someone sing a song that isn't well written. And I don't know why. I don't know where the instinct came from that. And everyone's got different opinions, but I would say I have a really strong um, opinion, at least, on what makes a good lyric, what makes a good song, and what makes a good kind of hook or whatever. Um, but I suppose everyone's different, aren't they?
Hmm. Right. And what do you hope the listeners will take with your new latest release, like The Connection?
I hope that they'll take a bit of hope from it. I think the songs are kind of about, people who, and this is everyone really, who don't really know what they're doing. I've realized that in life, no one really knows how to do this life stuff, and everyone's had heartbreaks and lost people, and been in a point in their life that's tough. And I feel like, I feel like when you hear a lyric or a song that resonates with you, it makes you kind of feel like you're not alone. So I kind of hope that it'll bring people comfort. That isn't to say with me songs that they're all, downbeat and sad. I think they're uplifting in their own way, but it's a kind of thing of, don't worry, like life's complicated. It just is. I hope that's what people take.
That's cool. And you mentioned like some of your other songs, they are uplifting. There was one uplifting song I managed to listen to was Magpie with a Mullet. That's a quirky song title.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy performing that live? It's kind of got a Gerry Cinnamon vibe about it. Get the
Oh
audience
yeah.
along.
I'll take that. Um, yeah, Magpie with a Mullet is like even on my small radar of where I am in music, that was a bit of a game changer. I realise now that brought loads of people across to listening. That's the most random song ever. I just kind of started writing a song on a whim about this demonic magpie that I was looking at. I was heartbroken in Westport in Mayo, and I saw this magpie, and it just reminded me of someone, and it was like the magpie was telling me, that it wasn't, but it was like the magpie was kind of going, "Oh, you miss her, don't you?" And but the riff is just so odd, and it's kind of quite different to all the other stuff. But yeah, I love that song. That's definitely the finisher. That's the crowd pleaser. Yeah, it's actually quite sad, really, when I think about it. The end of it, like, if you listen to it properly, it's about a fella who's the magpie eventually tells the fella to go and jump in the sea and end it all. But there's still a hope in that, because it's like a folk song, and that's often the way. It's like someone who's so bereft from heartbreak that they're going mad, and the song is mad for that reason.
So, Niall McNamee, not only are you a singer-songwriter, actor, a musician as well. What instruments do you play too?
I play guitar and piano. I It's weird. I prefer writing on piano now. I used to prefer writing on guitar, and that's changed things a little bit. Um, I wouldn't say I'm a connoisseur at either. Like I know loads of lads who are brilliant singers, uh, and far better singers than I am, and then they go and play guitar, and they're brilliant at that as well. Like I'm very much a Christy Moore strum until you die kind of guitarist, and same with piano. But it's enough for songwriting. Uh, but truthfully, yeah, the singing and the lyrics is what I love the most. But I don't think I'd be forgiven for going on stage without a guitar now, because it's kind of become part of the thing.
I mentioned on stage in 2025, a little bit later this year, you're hitting the road, some live shows coming up and some gigs. I
Yeah.
understand you're coming to Birmingham on Friday, 5th of December. Where's best where people can just check where they might you might be at a town or city near them?
So I'll send you a link to put in the bio, or the thing of this video or whatever. But it's either at my Instagram, which is Niall McNamee, or at niallmcnamee.com. You'll need to, I suppose people will need help with the spelling, but it'll be in the video. So, yeah.
Cool. And what do you enjoy about playing like smaller, intimate venues?
What do I enjoy about it? Well, there's nowhere to hide, which means that you have to do a good job. I think, like, I find them more scary, the smaller venues, definitely,
Mm.
because yeah, like you can see everyone's faces, and sometimes you have to walk through everyone to get on stage, um, but it really makes you part of the same club. You're not separated from everyone. You're all kind of in a group, and it's like, right, but the other thing as well is about those small gigs is I have nowhere to hide, but neither do the audience either. So that can be quite scary. You really need to do a good job of making people feel like relaxed, because, if I was stood there that close to a singer or an artist, like 10 yards or whatever, then I'd be like, oh, I need to make an effort to make it look like I'm really enjoying it. I can tell you, a lot of people don't worry about that, but that's fine. But yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
mm,
Sometimes as a DJ myself, when you do gigs, you can be
yeah,
a bit nervous, maybe, and
yeah.
then when you're nervous, the audience can sense that.
Yeah.
and they too might pick up on it. Strange, like strange that may
Yeah, well,
sound.
see, like, yeah, and it's just silly things. Like, I mean, you're talking about me in small venues, but speaking to like the audience and stuff, like, I do. If I'm in the small venue as an audience member, I get nervous. I'm like, what if I need a wee, and then I have to walk out? I don't want to think that I'm not enjoying it, but I do need a wee a lot. So, like, there's so many different things. But do you know what? I really like them, and yeah, yeah,
Because your tour coming up, you doing an extensive tour. You got many dates on there.
long one, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, long one.
How
Yeah.
does it feel to headline your own show? That must be a good feeling.
Good. It's great. It's a lot of responsibility, um, a lot of responsibility because people. I don't know. Do you ever get used to people buying tickets to your gigs? I don't know if you do. I can't. Like there was a stage where I just did gigs in London and in Ireland, and it was basically friends and family. And then slowly, you know, your friends and family. I mean, not in London, but a lot of my friends and family, they've seen it. There's no buzz, or there might be a buzz to seeing someone on stage, but you kind of slowly realize your friends kind of will come when they can, and then suddenly you see all these faces. You get to know people who you never knew before, and it's kind of magical when I think about it that total strangers want to pay money. But people are so busy. People are so busy. Life is so, people have to miss birthday parties and weddings for all sorts of stuff. So the fact that after booking a tour, people have managed to book off their night, babysitters, whatever, booking off work the next day because it often gets a bit boozy, to come all the way to see me. Some of them from out of town is wild. So it brings a lot of joy. I need to hold on to that. I need to remember that, I
Mm.
think.
Personally, I think going to a gig, supporting a gig, is perhaps one of the best nights or best evenings out one can have.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose it is. I mean, is it terrible to say, like, sometimes the self-conscious thing of, or the thing is I think what I find hard, and I do love gigs and love going to them, but there's something scary about walking into a room. The door's not locked, but it feels like it is. And then you're playing, and then your night is up to whoever's on stage. Maybe that's what people get. They get the freedom for the time in their life to actually, their life belongs to whoever's on stage for that hour and a half or whatever. Um, yeah, I don't know. I find it fascinating,
Mm.
Yeah.
And one final question I wanted to ask: do you feel that the state of concerts at the moment,
Mm.
more people should support live music, or venues should support live music, or do you think it's a fine line because it's really tough out there for venues,
Oh,
a
I
lot
see.
of
Oh, like
struggling.
what, like venues charging too much and what? I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Because I read something the other day that like people buying tickets and going out to these things are higher than ever, and musicians are kind of poorer than ever. Um, the problem is, listen, I'm not an expert on this. It's not like the venues have a lot to answer for. Of course they do, and there's some artists that have a lot to answer for. But everyone's struggling. It's. I wonder, did artists care as much about how much they were getting fleeced by venues before they were getting fleeced by streaming and all that sort of
Mm,
stuff? Like, because they had enough money, and then the gig was the gig was the bonus. I feel like you tour and you'd make a lot of money, but you'd make more money selling albums. And now, whatever you get from selling music is a bonus, and the whole thing is the tour. So I don't really know where musicians go with it. I don't know. Do you know what? I wash my hands of the whole thing. I
mm,
can't. I will do what I can to change it, but I'm the smallest cog in this, and I don't know who should swap around. I think probably streaming services rather than venues, and then venues can follow on, and then artists can, and whatever. I don't know.
yeah.
It's totally broken.
I guess at the end of the day, if one can support live music, then please do so.
I think people do. I
Yeah.
don't think people. I think loads of people support live music. I think what people don't support, and it's not, and I get it because we're not. If we're all, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all those things. Everyone's used to that, And there is a feeling of like, if you can get it for free, why would you pay for it? Everyone, also as well, without being too political, the people who were asking, a lot of the people who are asking to support are also struggling, and they can't go to loads of gigs, But then I suppose going to Glastonbury and all that, it's nearly more important to go to see an artist in their own tour and show than go and see them at a festival. But then festivals are how you discover people. So
Mm.
listen, I don't know. I'm not an expert. I think everyone's doing their best. Well, musicians and audience members are doing their best.
Mm.
I think my feeling with music is I'm just doing it anyway.
Cool.
Whatever way it goes.
Sometimes good to talk about things like this, and I just wanted to thank you for your input there. On the
Mm,
plus side, your new single, which we talked about, is out right now, Another Life. And
mm.
yeah, I just want to say thank you for your contribution on today's show, and we'll get this played along with the links down below where people can just like preview it.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Niall McNamee, it's been a blast chatting with you. Thanks for everything.
Thank you.